Hey guys, this is EpicEpics here. Today I'm bringing you guys a hero guide video, more like a tips and tricks video, I guess. I'll be doing an in-depth analysis, go over some of the simple skill builds and item builds of the Lifestealer and the explanation as to why. Here in the background, you guys see Lifestealer fighting in the early mid game past the 10-minute mark before 20-minute mark. And you guys see why Lifestealer is such an amazing powerhouse when he's able to burst down heroes at half to full HP in one of his ability cooldowns. Here you see Pudge at full life, taking out his ally instantly. And then Lifestealer with the armlet is able to burst him down from full life in one duration of rage. And once again popping out a wound, going away with a rampage. Now, I'll be going over builds so you know how to maximize DPS. I'll be going over builds so you know how to maximize your mid game to late game potential, as well as having an easy transition into the early game. I hope you guys find this guide helpful. I'll start with the first skill, Rage. Rage gives Lifestealer magic immunity as well as boost to his attack speed. This will provide the biggest boost for your DPS, because without Rage there is no window of opportunity for you to dish out the damage, and Naix will not be tanky enough without Rage. Also, the attack speed boost is a much larger DPS boost compared to the percentage of extra lifesteal when leveling up Feast. I'll be doing an in-depth analysis of Feast coming up to show you guys why. Let's analyze by looking at the number of attack it takes to kill the identical unit. Level 1 Feast, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 attacks for level 1 Feast. Now, leveling up Feast to level 4. Let's look at it again. If there is a huge DPS boost, there should be a huge difference. Well, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So between level 1 and level 4 Feast, there's only a 1 attack difference. And here, as you guys see, Mud Golems have 800 HP each, very typical of a low-level support or even a low-level carry. The third skill I want to talk about on the Hero Lifestealer is its open wound ability. It is a slow, the only somewhat disabled Lifestealer has to keep enemies inside his attack range. Special factor of this spell is mentioned inside the description. It says that all damage dealt will steal life, including damages from spells. Players don't take advantage of this enough. A player, say with a teammate who, for example Lina, who deals huge amounts of spell damage, will be able to leech chunks of her life back with the help of Lifestealer, meaning that if an enemy is already disabled, Naix usually just goes up and right click. However, spending that 110 mana and casting your open wound greatly benefit an opponent. Here I'll show an exaggerated version of this by letting Luna loop down this camp of neutral creeps right here. As you see here, 700 health. She earned more than 700 health by killing a wave like this. Now, need I mention that this also includes any physical DPS that your ally manages to deal, so it is very realistic for them to deal over 1000 damage, 2000 damage in the duration of the open wound's full 8 seconds, meaning that it is worth more than a 600, 500 heal. Very useful spell. Now the ultimate ability of the Lifestealer, as you guys know, is that he takes control of an allied, enemy, or neutral creep, instantly kills that unit for AoE damage, and heals the amount of HP that the unit has. Now, there are some things that I want to talk about with this ability that work specifically with Naix's go-to item, the armlet. And that brings me to the item build first before I show you guys what I'm talking about. Here, if I go to the items, there are 2 items that I build that's somewhat different from public players. So usually this is how tournament players build their Naix. First is what boots they go. They go for phase boots instead of the treads. Now why? Because a lot of pub players decide to use treads because they want to get in as many number of attacks as possible with the feast damage build. However, as you saw earlier in the video, feast does not give you a huge PS boost. Now with your rage maxed first, you have plentiful of attack speed to take advantage of the 24 damage boost from the phase boots. And considering you're getting this item less than 5 minutes into the game, you'd be doing massive amounts more damage. And number of attacks that Naix gets to get off in most cases, like in the team fight in the beginning of the video, is whether or not he's able to catch the opponent. Many times as you saw, the opponent always gets away. Then with the 14% move speed boost from the phase boot and the non-collision, I'm able to chase down the hero, get the attack off, and killed. Whereas treads give you attack speed, so if somebody were to go toe to toe with you, you could get off more attacks. However, that is not the case with Naix. He does not have a problem with anybody who stands there and decides to click on him. Now, if we look at the item armlet, armlet toggles gives you a huge boost in strength and damage. For Naix, because he's a strength hero, he gets more than 50 damage. However, there's a loss of life per second. With Naix though, with his huge lifesteal bonuses from his third skill and second skill, this is not a problem. Now, his ultimate has a few interesting things that work in conjunction with the armlet that I want to talk about with you guys. If you've infested a unit with your armlet turned on and no HP, as you see, you gain life. However, once you toggle it off, the life you gained is gone again. You basically effectively gain no life. However, if you had life and you with the armlet turned on, or you have it turned off and you infest a creep, then you keep the life you gained. Here's another thing is that if you're inside one of the creeps and your armlet is turned on, as you see, there is no loss of life. Thanks for watching, guys. Please comment, rate, and subscribe. I hope this guide was helpful.